Oh, Mitch McConnell, huh? Not a swamp snake? Well, kind of that, but he's special, right? He looks like a turtle. We're going to call him the swamp turtle because guess what? He came out against Republicans who condemned Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger, which is pretty much everybody, all right? These guys have been terrible. They were censured by the RNC. Mitch McConnell had to weigh in and say, well, that wasn't a very good idea. And then he went further. January 6th. I don't think he's gone this far before. This guy really, really should be on CNN full time.
We're here. We saw what happened. It was a violent insurrection for the purpose of trying to prevent the peaceful transfer of power after a legitimately certified election.
None of that's true. Not an insurrection. None of that's true. And you know what? This is true, Mitch McConnell. You've been there for 40-something years, and you've done very little, if anything at all. Our immigration crisis continues. It's worse than ever. In fact, it is an invasion. An invasion. Yes, it is. We'll have proof of that, or at least certification of that in just a moment. But when Donald Trump came out and said it was an invasion, people like you got scared, got nervous, and ran away.
I declared a national emergency, which is what it is. This is an invasion. When you see these caravans starting out with 20,000 people, that's an invasion.
Rule number one of the swamp, don't say anything that everybody understands to be true, but they have no intention of fixing it, all right? So when he said words like that, everybody got really mad.
Let's be honest, this wasn't an invasion, okay? It was frustrated asylum seekers at the border.
It's not an invasion at all, or by any definition.
This is not an invasion. These are people seeking a better life.
It isn't an invasion. Thousands of people come to U.S. borders every year. It's not an invasion.
Things have taken a turn for the worse, haven't they, huh? Now, the Attorney General of Arizona has written an official opinion, and they're classifying it an invasion. The violence and lawlessness at the border caused by transnational cartels and gangs satisfies the definition of an invasion. They go on to say the federal government has a duty to protect Arizona under the invasion clause. And also this, Arizona retains the independent authority under the state self-defense clause to defend itself when actually invaded. And that's happening. And Joe Biden obviously does not take his responsibilities very seriously, even though they're pretty cut and dried.
Will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution of the United States.
the Constitution of the United States.
So help you God.
How about that? Did you hear that? He swore to protect the Constitution of the United States. And in that Constitution, Arizona just referred to this. It says as follows: the United States shall guarantee to every state in this union a Republican form of government and shall protect each of them against invasion. And that's not happening. We see it all every day at the border, at bus depots, also lately at airports in the middle of the night. Migrants, illegal migrants coming into this country. I believe that this is impeachable. These are impeachable offenses. Joe Biden is not living up to his solemn promise to protect the borders. He's also ruining the country from within. This is astounding. This is really happening, though. Crack pipes, smoking kits will be made available to people across the country, especially in the most beleaguered communities. Take a look at this headline, please. Biden administration to fund crack pipe distribution to advance racial equity. It's a disgrace. $30 million program will provide smoking kits to vulnerable communities. Smoking kits, including crack pipes. It reads further, if you don't mind, purchase equipment and supplies, enhance harm reduction efforts such as safe smoking kits and supplies. The priority populations for this program are underserved communities. What communities are those? Black, Latino, Indigenous, Native American persons. Newsflash, there's not a shortage of crack cocaine for the most part in those communities. Hunter Biden, can't you grab a hold of your father and let him know the nightmare that you went through? Or I don't know, maybe you're not recovered. I hope you are, by the way, I really do. But this is dangerous stuff. We already know he's blowing it at the border. You're doing your thing overseas. This is corrupting us from within. At one point, your father certainly knew better. This is back in the 1990s. And Hunter, someone online took some liberties with his speech and your hopefully previous habit.
A piece of crack cocaine, no bigger than this quarter that I'm holding in my hand, $0.25 of $1. We passed a law through the leadership of Senator Thurmond and myself and others, a law that says if you're caught with that, you go to jail for 5 years. You get no probation. You get nothing other than 5 years in jail. Judge doesn't have a choice.
Automatic jail time. Wow, where have we come? That man, his administration, now advocating for crack pipe distribution to advance racial equity. This is insane. This is what the mainstream media wanted. This is what big tech wanted. This guy, these kinds of policies. Where did this really come from? Why did they do so much to help Joe Biden and hurt Donald Trump? We'll get to that in the next block. I think it was jealousy. Jealousy, feeling or showing an unhappy or angry desire to have what someone else has. Think about it. Donald Trump goes into politics late in life. He's 69 years old. Paul Ryan went in when he was 29 years old. He wins on his first time out and becomes president. Guess what? That really rankles career politicians. It messes with their mind. They can't stand it. Paul Ryan is one. Mitch McConnell is another. He's been in politics since he was in his 30s. All he knows how to do is make promises and raise money and do weird things on Capitol Hill, not fulfill anything, not have any deadlines, just ghost. Who's this? Oh, Chris Christie, the worst. Do you think he admires Donald Trump? He resents him. And we all saw Nancy Pelosi. We know how she feels. It's interesting. Sometimes you think they're doing this on the merits. No. So much of politics is personal. Unfortunately, we're the casualties. Their personal resentment of him. It seems like they hate him more than they love the country. And that's a real shame for all of us.